It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
This is the morning show on XL7-TV, they said. I'm Bob Rexwell. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Callies.
They only knew behind the scenes. They said.
How's the Scooter?
I'm good. Any morning that I'm up is a good morning.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's not as cold this morning.
It's not bad this morning. 38 degrees out there right now. It's not bad.
It's a little.
The wind is not existent so much right now, but they say it's going to get pretty gusty this afternoon. Between 20 and 25 miles an hour.
Ugh.
But it's supposed to get up around 60.
Yeah. I brought a short sleeve shirt with me just in case. 60s I can go with short sleeve.
60s you can go with short sleeves.
I don't wear a lot of jackets and coats.
So what do you call what you got on then?
A hoodie. I prefer, these are thin, lightweight hoodies. And
no
so
it's
a
Scooter.
Well,
no
sure.
hood on.
Pull over.
Gosh.
But then I'll switch over to my short sleeve as it gets warmer. I know, see, you're in short sleeves, but you also got a coat with you, see.
Jacket.
A jacket. We'll go with jacket.
This is Dressing 101.
Yes. This is what to wear and not to wear. No.
What to wear and not to wear. Yes.
But yeah, it's gonna be a nice day. It's supposed to be.
It's supposed to be pretty nice. A little bit of rain supposed to come this afternoon, but who knows? We'll get to the weather here in a little bit. But yeah, it's the weather is just different right now. You know?
It is.
We've had not much cold. I mean, we've had a few cold days, but not a big string of them, and nothing below zero yet.
It's kind of in its transitional period.
Makes you wonder where we're headed with all this.
Yeah, no. I know, of course, if you're a big Farmer's Almanac fan, it's going to be a cold winter and a little above average wet winter. But
well, today's the last day of November.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for it to come on.
Yeah, no kidding. It's running late.
Mowing season gets here, 1st of March. So.
It's running a little late.
If we're going to get some weather, we need to go ahead and do it because mowing season.
Get it over with.
That's right.
I agree.
I like a good snow every now and then, though.
Yeah, especially if it's around Christmas time. It's kind of nice having a little white Christmas.
Why'd you have to bring up Christmas?
Because it's the next holiday.
Jeez.
I can bring it up now that Thanksgiving's over. See, I can talk about it.
Mm.
I like Christmas.
Yeah?
Hmm?
What part of it?
I'm off of work. No.
You're always off work.
Nah, my family will be down and everybody will be here for a while, so it'll be a good time. I always enjoy that, having everybody back in.
Giving or receiving?
Giving or receiving.
Yeah, your family coming to get or are they coming to give?
Well, most of them are coming here.
Be careful, some of them watch.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, most of them are coming here. We do have one trip, I think, that we're making to Memphis over the Christmas time, but most everybody's coming here, so we'll leave it at that.
Oh, we will we?
We'll leave it at that.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. We got a show to do.
We're doing it.
Oh, are we?
Yeah, this is
well, welcome.
Life in Times of Scooter.
They said.
How about morning prayer from Hospice of the Ozarks?
We can do that.
There you go. Hospice of the Ozarks, 870-508-1771. Greg Wood and his staff will help you and your family understand the changing times that you're about to get into if you've been dealt a cancer or some life-threatening illness. I was told by a lady that watches the show, she said, hospice is not for the end of times, it's for the end of treatment.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't quite understand that, but we'll get Mr. Woods in here. We'll talk about that. But she said, well, I've chosen to stop my treatment because it's just more painful than it's not doing much help.
I can understand that.
And she said that the hospice helps them understand the changes their bodies are going through and the rough times that they're looking forward to. But they not only are helping her deal with it, but they're helping her family deal with the mood swings and all the things that go along with that. And so Hospice of the Ozarks, they'll be glad to help you. Give them a call at 870-508-1771. Now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for this land that you've given us to live in, Lord. and the world that's around us. Lord, we just pray that you will continue to work your hand in the conflicts that we have going on across the country, across the world, and that we are involved in. Lord, we just pray that you'll be with our servicemen as it is the holiday season and they are going to be missing their loved ones because of these conflicts. Lord, we just pray for our government as they deal with those. We just pray that you'll give them the wisdom and the knowledge to control those situations the best they can. Lord, we just pray for the United States as a whole. We pray for our great state of Arkansas, our county of Baxter, and all the surrounding counties. And Lord, we always pray for our students as they travel to and from school. It's in Christ's name which we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Hospice of the Ozarks, 870-508-1771. Give them a call. They'll be glad to help you answer whatever questions you might have. We're going to have a quick word from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty. 870-405-0793 is their number. We'll be right back.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should call the Z-Team.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for the weather, the dam reports, and lake levels, and all the updates brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora. The Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 870-405-0793 is their number. Go to retiredarkansas.net, click on live views, and see what you can see. Today, it's a little bit froggy.
And it's funny because it doesn't come in until a little bit later. Like this morning, it was pretty clear.
It hangs out and waits for you to turn it on.
Yeah, it waits for the temperature to start changing, the sun to start coming out.
I bet that's a little bit frosty down there
It looks like it.
on the ball field. What you're looking at is Cotter, Arkansas, from the Marion County side of the White River back over to the Baxter County side. What you can see clearly is the old Witch's Hat Water Tower up on 62. Can you see it, Scooter?
I can see it.
You have to squint.
Yeah, I can see it.
And there's a little better shot. Yeah, you can see that frost down there. It'll be pretty neat. I think what's going on is all the water coming out of the bottom of the dam with the temperature change. I think that's what's causing you some fog. But I'm not a weather guy, so I don't know.
You could be wrong.
Could be wrong, but I could be right.
You never know.
There's a song there somewhere. These views and shots are given to us each morning by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team of Century 21 Lemac Realty. 870-405-0793 is their number. Retiredarkansas.net is their website. That is, believe it or not, the baseball field. I'm going to go ahead and run through some temperatures while that's clicking through. Currently in Mountain Home is 38. Harrison is 48. Batesville is 40. Yellville is 41. Marshall is stuck at 25. Salem is 33. Mountain View is 25. Calco Rock is 38. West Plains, Missouri is 33. Springfield, Missouri is 39. Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 29. And St. Louis, Missouri is 35. We make sure that our radar is up to date here, which it's not.
A picture of the park. Kind of hard to see.
Yeah, it's not too bad, though.
No.
The beautiful White River.
Still a pretty shot.
It is. If you want to take a look to see what's available in our area for sale, go to retiredarkansas.net, click on MLS listings, see what's available. If you see something that tickles your fancy, give Bob or Linda Zadora a call at 870-405-0793. All right, Scooter, let's look at some radar. Oh, there it finally goes. See all this stuff up here? Up amongst the Great Lakes?
Oh, yeah.
That's where it needs to stay.
Yep. They stay all up there.
Yeah. Well, let it get back to the beginning here. I think it's pretty clear all across the U.S. There's some snow up around the Great Lakes area, up northern part of the upper peninsula of Michigan. We'll zoom in here to Arkansas.
Nothing.
Nothing. From Jonesboro to Blytheville, Fayetteville over to From Rogers to Blytheville, Jonesboro over to Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, Little Rock, Hot Springs, Pine Bluff, Texarkana to Greenville, Mississippi. It is all clear. Watches and warnings on the national scene here. We've got a winter weather advisory for New Mexico. Got all, what's this blue right here? A storm warning going on up in Oregon and Seattle, Washington area. This is the funny part down here. The panhandle of Florida is under a, what did we determine that was?
The freeze warning.
A freeze warning. It's 38 degrees in Biloxi, Mississippi, but it's a freeze warning going on down there.
Hey, more power to them.
Today it's going to be sunny, high of 61, partly cloudy tonight, low of 40. Chance of showers tomorrow, high of 51. Tomorrow night, chance of rain, low of 45. Friday, high of 58, partly sunny. Friday night, low of 37. Saturday is going to be high of 58, mostly sunny. Slight chance of rain Saturday night, low of 37. Going to be high of 59 on Sunday. Next Monday is going to be 53, and next Tuesday is going to be 52.
I'm thinking they're thinking it's going to rain Thursday.
Good rain Thursday.
At 100%.
Yeah, they've been 100% wrong before. So, lake levels and dam reports. Lake Norfolk's not able to generate at this time, but their lake level is 553.32, which is 1.32 above full pool. Lake Bull Shoals 552.33, which is 6.67 below full pool of 659. Bull Shoals is currently generating 6. How about all that stuff?
Yo.
And the drought monitor will be changed tomorrow, but I don't think we're going to be in a drought area, so should be pretty good. You took the allergy report out?
Yeah, that's been out.
Oh, well, you know.
For a month and a half.
Oh, it ain't either.
About a month.
Oh, give me a break.
Yeah, seriously.
No, it ain't either.
Yeah.
No. Lake levels, dam reports, weather, and all the updates brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team. Century 21 Lee Mack Realty, 870-405-0793 is their number. RetiredArkansas.net is their website. Go there, click on MLS listings, check it out. The Z Team. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back with community news and happenings brought to you by Ozarks Farm and Lawn.
Mow, dig, haul. The L-Series compact tractor offers ultimate versatility, along with a great ownership experience and service that only your local Kubota dealer can deliver. The #1 selling compact tractor in Arkansas, and built-in quality and reliability for a great price. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today. Get the L-Series tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
For all your Kubota needs, visit Ozarks Farm and Lawn in Mountain Home.
Have you ever...
Hold that thought. Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. It's time for community news and happenings brought to you by Ozarks Farm and Lawn, the dealership that deals.
The dealership you can't miss.
Can't miss it.
You can't. You drove by there, you said the other day, and they had tractors
In fact, I
from
was
one
out there
end to
again
the
last
other.
night at that area, and you know they got a lot of stuff out there.
They do, which is cool because that means you get to try different things, find out what fits you and what you like, and they carry a large line, and not just tractors, but the implements and stuff that you'd need for them. So.
In fact, I tell you what, I was out at the pharmacy at Gassville last night. I ran into one of the original owners of. You know, that building's been there a long, long time.
Oh, yes.
And that type of business has been in that building since its inception. And I ran into one of the original owners of that last night.
Really?
Mr. Danny Keeter. Had a nice little visit with Danny. And
Yeah, I know him.
he gave me some scoop on Steve Jones. So
Uh-oh.
I'm going to have to bring that up Monday.
It's going to come out.
It's going to be fun.
Steve, if you're watching this, be ready.
There is no, if you've ever interviewed with me here before, you don't know what I'm going to ask. So
Oh, no.
should be good.
Oh, no.
Ozarks Farm and Lawn at Buford Road, Highway 62 Southwest. Their phone number is 870-425-3434. If you need parts for your tractor, for your hay equipment, if you're looking for a new tractor, go out there, sit in them, start them up, play with the buttons.
You're just needing to get your service. They've got a huge service center. They
Yeah,
got
do it
great
all.
people.
Yep.
It's a good place to go. Good
you go.
people.
Scooter, how long is Brick Oven going to run this?
I don't know. I need to find out. I need to go in there today, so I'm going to go in there and talk to them.
Okay. As far as we know, they're still doing a share a
they're
slice
still doing it.
With someone in need. Enjoy 10% off your meal when you donate canned goods or dry goods to families in need at Brick Oven Pizza in the parking lot of Tractor Supply. We also have First Baptist Church of Mountain Home invites you and your family to the First Baptist Church of Mountain Home to enjoy their Living Nativity from November 30th, which is tomorrow, through December the 3rd from 6 to 8 each night. They'll have live animals, a petting zoo, hot chocolate, cookies. They'd love to see you there, but please remember to enter off of Spring Street. Have a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year. And let's see, yep, Giving Tuesday, that was yesterday. So that one's all done and gone. See if there's any kind of hot news hotlines that we want to read up here. I'm not seeing much.
Not seeing much positive, huh?
Not so much good here. Let's see what we got right here. Ozark Center of Hope, Redeemer Lutheran Church is holding a craft fair. On Saturday, proceeds will go to Ozark Center of Hope. It'll be in the Redeemer Fellowship Hall from 8 to 2. It'll feature local artisans and crafters. Be a lot of baked goods. Lunch will be available from 11 to 1 for $5. And will feature homemade chicken noodle soup.
There you go.
Get you some good warm soup. You have a good time there. Food Bank of Arkansas raises some money on Giving Tuesday. We'll talk about that in a little bit because our guest happens to be from the Food Bank. School board met yesterday to correct a clerical error. There's a lot of things going on with the school board. A lot of changes need to happen around with the schools, so it'll be different. You got anything you want to add to any of this?
I don't.
Why not, Scooter?
I don't know.
Well, that'll wrap that up then. It's been Community News and Happenings brought to you by Ozarks Farm and Lawn, the dealership that deals. 870-425-3434 is our number. Highway 62 Southwest at Buford Road. You can't miss it. Just look to your right-hand side. You'll see tractors spread out probably
all along the road. You can't miss them.
3 acres worth of stuff out there, I bet.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff. We'll be back in just a moment with Jeff Quick from the Food Bank of North Central Arkansas.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Do you experience pain, tingling, numbness, freezing, or burning in your feet or hands? Are you tired of painful days and sleepless nights? If you've been diagnosed with neuropathy or are experiencing pain or numbness, pick up the phone and call us right now before it's too late. Neuropathy is a very serious and progressive disease where your nerves begin to break down. With time, it can lead to balance problems, falls, disability, and in some cases, amputation. Our unique program addresses the actual causes and doesn't simply mask your symptoms. Many of our patients start experiencing relief within weeks. There is no use of prescription drugs or surgery. Pick up the phone right now and call to see if you qualify for our neuropathy treatment program that has changed thousands of lives. You do not have to suffer through life any longer. Get back to the life you deserve. Call now before it is too late.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Providing caring, compassionate services at an affordable price is our goal at Connor Family Funeral Home. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that treats our friends and neighbors just like family, with a wide range of services and options to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area. Connor Family addresses all the details with no hidden fees, so you can rest assured that you are treated like family for a more personalized and worry-free service. That's Connor Family Funeral Home, where compassion and affordability meet, located in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Jeff Quick, Food Bank of North Central Arkansas, is with us this morning. How are you, sir?
Doing good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. You made it through Thanksgiving?
We did. Lots of family, and it's just stage one of all the holiday parties and Christmas coming and whatnot. So, got more family coming in this weekend. We'll see.
See how it goes?
Yeah. How about y'all?
Pretty quiet for me. Scooter had some folks, but it was pretty quiet for me. We did ours the week prior. We were over in northwest Arkansas and visited with our kids. But we had a quite nice quiet time. Had a T-bone steak for Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, hey, that's pretty good.
There you go.
Come to your house from now on.
This time of the year is busy for the food bank.
Yeah. It's been a little crazy. Yesterday, of course, was Giving Tuesday. We had folks in and out of the building all day long, making donations and volunteering. We had some folks packing, building boxes, getting ready for us to pack our boxes here in a couple weeks. Food for senior citizens, but we also had folks that were decorating Christmas trees, and just a all-around busy day. We have seen, though, in the last probably 6 weeks, an influx of people that are in need, whether that's people that are part of our homeless community or folks that are just struggling for one reason or another. Lots of phone calls from out of state. My mom and dad live here in town, and we don't have a way to get them food for Thanksgiving. Can you guys help? Those kinds of things. Auto Services just stepped up and they donated 200 turkeys and 200 bags of side items of food. And so we were able to give some of those out during the Thanksgiving time. We'll continue to do that as we lead up to Christmas as well.
Is this the busy time of the season for the food bank, or is it pretty much a steady year-round?
It's beginning to be more steady throughout the year, but obviously there's some peaks in our year. Christmas and the Thanksgiving season, of course, is a little harder for folks. They're trying to get gifts. They've got folks that are coming in and joining them for their holidays, or they're bringing in folks that may not have loved ones here, and trying to feed extra folks. So that becomes a little bit of a burden. Other times of the year that are tough, we see back to school time when folks are trying to buy clothes and school supplies and whatnot. That tends to be pretty tough. And, you see the seasonal stuff as well, where bad weather hits for a little bit, and so people are out of work that have kind of seasonal jobs or weather-related jobs where they can't work in the inclement weather. But as a rule, we're distributing between 4.2 and 4.5 million pounds of food every year, and that turns out to be, somewhere in the neighborhood of 300,000 to 400,000 pounds of food a month. Yeah,
that's a lot of food.
Yeah, it's kind of an overwhelming thing. As long as you don't think too much about it, you're in good shape. You just do one thing at a time and keep after it. But you start looking at those numbers, and they tend to overwhelm you a little bit if you're not careful.
We've talked about this before, but there's folks that move into the area so they don't really know. How big of an area does the Food Bank of North Central Arkansas cover? How many people are in that geographical area?
Yeah, so we serve 9 counties of North Central Arkansas. I always try to help people out, especially if you're not from here. Maybe you know some of our towns, though, but it's Boone and Newton County, which ends up being Harrison, Alpena, Omaha, down to Jasper, that area. So that's kind of the western border of our service area. And then we go all the way over to Mammoth Spring and Cave City. Our northern border is, of course, the Missouri line. And then if you're looking at a map, we're about 2 counties off of the Missouri line right there in the center of the state. So southern border ends up being St. Joe and Marshall, Leslie, Timbo, Mountain View, and then over to Cave City. Quite a big area. We see that in that service area, we're serving somewhere between, it depends on each month a little bit, but somewhere in the neighborhood of 17 to 20,000 people every month. And if you look at it from a annual perspective, those 17 to 20,000 people, that those are just, that's the one time they came that month. But then they may come multiple times during the course of the year. So the duplicated number then, in terms of touch points over the course of 1 year, is about 250,000 people that we've handed food to at one time or another. Now, again, of that 250,000, some of our clients have come 2 or 3 times, and so they get counted 2 or 3 times.
Do y'all deliver food, or just they have to come pick it up?
Yeah, so the food bank's job is really to be the centrally located warehouse for all the local food pantries. So we partner with 87 different partner organizations. Those are local food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, backpack programs, summer and after school meal programs. We've got some senior centers that are a part of that. You also have some rehabilitation centers, and basically anyone who's out there trying to make sure people have access to food. Our job is to make sure those organizations have food on their shelves. Then in addition to that, the food bank has its own pantry in Norfolk, because that's kind of where we started. So we oversee that program at the Norfolk Community Care program there in Norfolk. We also have mobile food pantries that happen in Jasper and in Harrison once each month. And then, anytime that someone comes into the food bank, we're either trying to connect them to the food pantry that's closest to them, or we're trying to care for them that day. And it kind of depends, like if someone came in today, and it's, let's say it's 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning, they walk in, I'm going to say, you know what, the Mountain Home Food Basket is where you need to be, because they're our partner that distributes food to individuals and to families. And we tell them they're right across the street, kind of behind Mudbusters, and we help them get to that location. If it's after hours for one of those local food pantries, we'll of course give them an emergency bag and tell them how to get to those food pantries the next day. We try not to send anyone away hungry. We want to meet that need every time we can, but our primary role is making sure those local food pantries have plenty of stuff on their shelves.
So the bank is a bank?
Yeah. We tell people, if you've ever driven by through Searcy, Arkansas, there's a Walmart distribution center there. Well, you and I don't get to go to that distribution center as a rule. We drive by it, and we know that business's job is to make sure all the Walmart stores are full. Now then, you and I get to go to the Walmart store and do our shopping if that's where we choose. So that's kind of the food bank's role, as being that distribution center. And then those local food pantries and local hunger relief organizations, their primary role becomes making sure that people have food on their tables.
How many of those type organizations are within Baxter County?
I would say if we've got 87 in the service area wide, I would say probably between 20 and 25 of those are right here in Baxter County. We have organizations in Big Flat. We've got organizations in Norfolk, Cotter, of course, several here in Mountain Home, working to put together a partnership with a group in Oakland here in a few coming days. So we're excited about that. Always looking at new partnerships and new ways that we can support people that are just trying to do good work in their community. That's the best thing, I used to say I've got the best job in the world because I get to serve and help people every day. Now I've kind of changed my tune a little bit over the last few years, and I've started saying, I've got the best job in the world because I get to help Scooter and other people like Scooter, be able to help someone else. And that becomes pretty amazing. You get to really see the joy and the light that comes on someone's face when they get to give back, and you know that you were the catalyst or help them some way to do that giving. It's pretty good stuff. Helpers. Yeah.
What it is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's time for a quick break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Even on the most perfect day, the unexpected can happen. But with just one call to their local Red Ribbon expert at Overhead Door, they can get their garage door fixed or replaced in a jiffy.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home at Letty.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Jeff Quick, Food Bank of North Central Arkansas, is with us this morning. Jeff, what does it cost to feed a meal to a person when you're doing it through an organization like the Food Bank?
Yeah, so that's the great thing. Typically throughout the year, every dollar that you donate to the Food Bank can provide 7 meals. So yesterday was Giving Tuesday. We were advertising, a match that was available up to $25,000. So yesterday, every dollar that came in yesterday was able to provide 14 meals. So it was really cool because you could say, with just a $3 donation on Giving Tuesday, you're feeding someone every day of the month. You look at the cost of the food, though. Those food costs are going through the roof. It's a significant increase in the amount of money that we're spending on purchasing and getting food to us. The fuel prices are higher and all those kinds of things. So we've been really blessed, though, even though we've seen those increases in inflation in the food cost and the fuel cost and the payroll costs. Let's just be honest, with wages. We've still been able to maintain that $1 providing 7 meals.
What kind of meal is $1?
Yeah, so Feeding America says that a meal consists of 1.2 pounds of packaged, palleted food. So when we say we're serving 7 meals, that's just an average, and basically it amounts to 1.2 pounds of food that we distribute. So sometimes you'll hear us say, we distribute 4.2 to 4.5 million pounds a year. That equates to about 3.5 to 3.75 of a million meals a year because of that ratio, basically.
So tell me what a meal would consist of, though.
Yeah. So right now, when you're looking at our food boxes that go out, let's say it's one of our mobile pantries or the food pantry in Norfolk, it's typically a 30-pound box of food that's all shelf-stable. You've got rice, you've got juice, you've got shelf-stable milk. There's also some kind of hamburger or other meat product frozen, usually a 2-pound chub of that. Your vegetables, peanut butter, you're seeing a well-rounded list of items that are in there. We focus on healthier items as well. So something like 70 to 75% of all the food that goes out through our food bank network will be what we refer to as foods to encourage. They're low sodium, they're low sugar, they're low fat, high protein, high fiber diets. So we're trying to make sure that the people that we serve have access to healthier foods that, can reduce things like obesity and heart disease and other issues that come back to get us and haunt us in the end too, So if you want to look at the senior food box that we pack, very similar to that 30-pound box that goes out through the pantries. Our senior food box program is eligible for people that are eligible for that are over the age of 60, and they also meet an income guideline. And again, you're seeing things like the juices and the cereals and the pastas and vegetables, fruits, whatnot. A lot of canned items in those boxes because they're shelf stable, but then that's when we're looking at low sodium in the vegetables, low sugar in the fruit products.
Where do you obtain all that?
So about a third of all the food that we have received mid-year this year has been through the TFAP program. That's the Emergency Food Assistance Program. It's what we commonly refer to as commodities. So that program is very similar to the Senior Food Box program, except that there's no age guideline on it. You just have to meet an income guideline. Commodities is a program that's connected to the Farm Bill. So when you're listening to the news in the mornings or in the evenings and you're seeing that DC's discussing the Farm Bill and trying to get that passed, the Farm Bill holds not only the commodity program, but also the Senior Food Box program and SNAP and other things related to hunger relief. And so in short, those foods are purchased by the federal government to kind of manage the commodities and the prices of commodities in the market, and then those foods that are purchased are then sent out to the food banks for distribution to people in need.
Any idea how many food banks are across the country?
Yeah, we have just over 200 Feeding America food banks nationwide. And each of those food banks nationwide have a network like ours, like our 87 different partners that we work with. They have partners of their own. And Feeding America boasts at least one food pantry in every county in the United States, and that includes Alaska and Hawaii as well. So regardless of, if we get a phone call today, I need some help. Let's say they happen to be from Mountain Home, Idaho instead of Mountain Home, Arkansas. We can get online to Feeding America and find out where the food pantry is that's closest to them in Mountain Home, Idaho. And it doesn't matter that we're, thousands of miles away from them. We can still help them through our network.
Do you have any corporate partners that help with this?
Oh, yeah. Very grateful for Wabash. We've just come off of a year of sponsorship with them. They're sponsoring that mobile food pantry to Harrison because they have a plant in Harrison. We also are grateful for Walmart. We do a retail donation program and the Spark Change program through Walmart. We're talking about, between Walmart and Dollar General, Harps, Town and Country, Aldi's, somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 to maybe 750,000 pounds of food through our retail donation program every year. But just listen to this list that just have recently, like in the last few weeks, helped us. Plant Family here in Mountain Home, Brick Oven Pizza, y'all were talking about them earlier, Tractor Supply, Farmers and Merchants, Baxter Lab, the North Central Board of Realtors, Twin Lakes Community Tennis Association, and the Farm Bureau Young Ranchers and Farmers, as well as their Women's Leadership Committee. Now, I was reading that because I wasn't going to mess that up. But I promise you, those are just the ones that I could think of this morning before we got on the air. There's a ton of folks that are helping us out there, and I just can't say thank you enough.
And I bet there's a huge list of individuals as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like I was probably saying to you during the break, we just had one after another people coming in the office yesterday as a part of Giving Tuesday, and that is not different than the regular week, especially this time of year. People are really stepping up to make a difference during these holiday times and making sure that our neighbors have plenty to eat on their table. We want to make sure that these holidays are as special for them as they can be.
How big is the facility that you're in now?
We have 23,000 square feet at our facility here in Mountain Home. That's 20,000 square feet is our office space and dry storage, and then we have 3,000 square feet that's our cold storage. So about 2,000 square feet of frozen and 1,000 square feet of refrigerated. Now then in Norfolk, we have another probably 7,500 square feet of dry storage space there, and then we have the thrift store and the food pantry in Norfolk. Probably roughly the same size.
The food pantry at Norfolk, is it manned every day?
Food pantry in Norfolk is open on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 9 until noon. That is at the back of the thrift store building. So if you're driving through Norfolk, you're going to see Norfolk Community Care Program on the right. If you're headed out toward Norfolk and Calico area, and then the Norfolk Cafe is just across the street from us. So the thrift store's at the front of the building, the food pantry's at the back. They're open every Tuesday and Wednesday morning. And then, as need be, we can make arrangements for services outside of those times as well.
Is it geared pretty much just for the people in that area, or can anybody
It is.
trip down there?
Again, we try not to let anyone go away hungry, but as a rule, we're looking at everything. That pantry specifically is going to look at everybody that's kind of east of Highway 126 or Buford Road. And if you think of Highway 62 and the bypass is kind of the northern border, the eastern border then would be the lake, and then you're talking about the county line and the White River along the southern border.
Because Calico has their own facility.
Yeah, Calico has their own facility in what used to be the post office in Calico years
Okay.
ago. So it's called the Calico Rock Community Care Program, and they take care of everybody kind of on that side of the county line and on that side of the lake.
How about people down toward Big Flat? Where would they go?
Yeah, so we have the Big Flat Senior Center is our outpost there, but we also have an organization over in Fox, which is Stone County, but actually kind of probably closer to Big Flat than we are. And Eliza and her team there work hard to make sure that all those folks have access to food as well.
It's amazing that how many people we have in our area that will come together and support this, and the businesses behind it as well.
Yeah, it really is. And we've seen an uptick in the number of people reaching out to say, what can I do? Because USDA, just here in the last few weeks, put out a new report that Arkansas ranks #1 in food insecurity across the nation. Usually you think, oh, we're #1, that's a good thing. This is not a good thing, y'all. That means we have more food insecure people per capita in the state of Arkansas than any other state in the nation. We consistently rank in the top 5 with overall population's food insecurity, senior food hunger, and childhood food hunger, or food insecurity. And what I would say is, like, yes, these numbers are horrible. We hate to see that, and we never need everybody to step up and do our part, right? But I would caution everyone, while we are worse than the others in the nation, our numbers consistently go down. So it just happens that this year, in this cycle of reporting and putting this USDA report together, we happen to end up in the worst spot. But for instance, when I first started at the food bank, probably 10, 12 years ago, something along those lines, we were looking at a little over 200,000 kids in the state of Arkansas who were food insecure. Well, this year, Feeding America estimates that we have about 134,000 kids that are food insecure. So yeah, we're still in those top spots, but we're seeing some progress, and that's the real deal. We want to make sure less people, less kids, less seniors are having some struggles with where to find their food.
How involved is the food bank or the pantries in our area with the schools with their backpack program?
Yeah, we're very involved. In fact,
as the food bank or through the pantries?
Through the food bank. So we have some pantries that also run a backpack program, so I don't want to dismiss that. But then we have backpacks that are part of those 87 hunger relief organizations that we serve. We are also in the schools in a couple of different ways. So for one thing, we're doing after-school meal programs. We have about I think we'll end up this year serving about 30,000 meals to children over the course of this calendar year through our after-school and summer meals sites. Those typically happen to be at youth centers and libraries, but mostly at school districts. And then we also have a program with TANF, the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program, that we're partnering with TANF and local school districts to provide school food pantries. And so, we're looking at somewhere around $300,000 investment annually into about 13 to 15 school districts where we have school food pantries. And we've seen some really significant, results from that. We're serving about 100 families every week in those programs, and boy, our schools are incredible in terms of the work that they're doing to make sure these kids don't go home hungry.
It's time for another break. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. If you're looking for something wonderful and delicious, head on over to Paradise Cream for a homemade ice cream experience. With over 20 flavors like German chocolate cake and sea salt caramel, it's always homemade and delicious. Paradise Cream has something for everyone and also carries dairy-free and vegan ice cream options. So whether you like it in a cup or in one of their homemade waffle cones, you're in for a wonderful dessert experience. Located in Mountain Home next to Ramada Inn or at their Harrison address across from Pizza Hut and Castle Rental. Let Paradise Cream cater your next event, because you're on your way to paradise.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Mow, dig, haul. The L-Series compact tractor offers ultimate versatility, along with a great ownership experience and service that only your local Kubota dealer can deliver. The #1 selling compact tractor in Arkansas, and built-in quality and reliability for a great price. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today. Get the L-Series tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months.
For all your Kubota needs, visit Ozarks Farm and Lawn in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back to The Morning Show on XL7-TV. Jeff Quick is the food bank of North Central Arkansas. What is your title there?
Well, officially it's Chief Executive Officer. Kind of sounds too fancy for me sometimes, so I just say director or chief bottle washer,
There you go.
anything.
Chief cook and bottle washer.
Yeah. Whatever.
Jeff, we were talking a little bit off air about how ways people can help in not only doing physical things to help the food bank, but monetary. There's some things coming up that you can.
Yeah, so we've got a generous donor that has blessed us with 3 seats. They're to the Broadway Tenors show that's coming to ASU at the Shed. They're kind of front and center, just a couple rows back from the stage. Great seats. Anyway, we'll be auctioning those off between now and next Tuesday when the Broadway Tenors come to town.
How will you do that auction?
Just give us a call. Yeah, folks would just call in or stop by and place their bid. So you can place a bid You can also say, okay, my highest bid would be this, and you can go up in increments of $10. And so then we're not calling you every time someone else bids. Basically, that gives you an opportunity to see those Broadway tenors and enjoy the show and help through the work of the food bank as well. So if you want to make a bid, place a bid on those, you can do that. The bidding starts today, and you can call us at 499-7565 or stop by the office at 1042 Highland Circle. That's kind of right behind Schlotzsky's, right across from Fat Boys, if you are aware of those different restaurants. We also have a Christmas card, though. We've been doing this for a few years. Basically, we've got a nice little Christmas card. It's got a Christmas tree on front, and the ornaments are like crescent rolls and apples and spatulas and different things like that. But inside the card, it will say, for instance, if I had made a donation, Jeff Quick made a donation to the food bank in your honor, and it will provide X amount of meals. And depending on the donation level that you give, every dollar provides 7 meals. And so instead of saying Jeff gave $10, we'll say Jeff gave 70 meals. So nice little way to either give a gift to someone who may already have everything, or if you just want to bring us your list of all the folks that you want Christmas cards to go to, we'll take care of that as well. And then, you know, the thing that we do every month that really is the biggest volunteer opportunity that we have at the food bank is we pack boxes of food for senior citizens. We do about 1,310 of those boxes. Each box is about 25 to 30 pounds of food, and we need roughly 60 to 75 folks to come out and help us every month to do that. So this month, students from Yellville Summit School District and Mountain Home High School will be out helping us. It's the second Saturday, which I believe is the 9th, December the 9th. We'll be at the food bank from 9 until noon, and we listen to some good music, and we sit with a conveyor belt system, and we put our can or our box or bag of food in and pass the box on down to the next person in the row. It's always a great time, and it's always a good way to give back. Someone asked me the other day, like, how old can the volunteers, do they have to be before they come? And I said, we've had little ones that are playing with their Hot Wheels and their Matchbox cars at the feet of their mom or their grandma, and then we've got volunteers in their 90s that are there every time as well. So great range of all kinds of folks that come in and help, and we'd certainly love to have anyone come out and help with that too. No reason to sign up or call us and let us know or anything. Just show up.
Just be there.
Yeah, just be there. Saturday, December the 9th, from 9 until noon.
Community gardens.
Yeah.
Is that a program that you all do, or is that someone else?
Well, we have hunger gardens, and we have them at Cooper Park, at Pete's Cleaners, and then, of course, at the food bank as well. We were excited. Just about 2 weeks ago, we planted 32 fruit trees behind the food bank in one of our gardens there, apples and pears, and looking forward to seeing how that progresses. I know our farmers market and hunger gardens staff person that oversees both of those programs, she's headed out to Yellville Summit School this week to look at their greenhouse, because we're looking at investing in a greenhouse through some grant funds that we received.
Where would you put that?
Between us and Schlotzsky's, between the food bank and Schlotzsky's.
Okay, on that open.
Yeah, on that open field there. Yeah, if you drive over to the food bank, you'll see a couple of beehives. They'd be right in front of those beehives, so kind of in the center of that space.
Who works those for you?
All kinds of folks. You'd be surprised. We have had folks who are literally vacationing and staying at the hotel across the street. They see what we're doing, and they come over and say, "Hey, we're all here for the week. Can we come over and volunteer?" We have clients that come in, and food pantries that come to get their food from the food bank. They stop and they harvest some for us, or work in the garden for a little bit. All kinds of student groups and volunteer groups like Care Center, and you name it. Really kind of cool stuff.
A greenhouse would be a big ad for you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really would. We'd like to do that, and we'd also like to prep on some raised beds, through the winter months. Get some of that stuff in place, and we're looking at trying to raise on an annual basis about 100,000 pounds of food. We're not there yet, to be clear, but that's kind of a long-term goal for us. Yeah.
There's no reason for anyone to go hungry.
There's really not. We have more food produced in our world, and right here in the United States, then we need to feed all these folks. And guys, you and I are blessed. You know, it doesn't take much for us to chip in and do just a little bit, either volunteer time or, you know, throw $1 or $2 at the food bank every once in a while, because when we work together, we can do so much more. It's just a great program to be a part of.
What is the biggest need the food bank has right now? Just volunteers?
I'd say volunteers are high on the list for those packing events, but you know, we need people. We need people in our community that are advocating on behalf of their neighbors. We need people in our community that are actively making sure that their neighbor is doing okay. And that sometimes doesn't even involve the food bank at all. Mm-hmm. You know, like we need you to know about the food bank. We need you to be aware about our network of hunger relief organizations. And when that moment comes up where you're checking on a neighbor or you're visiting with a friend and you see that there's a need there, you can connect them to that. We often say that pride gets in the way of people taking advantage of our services. So help them understand much of what we're doing is sharing in the harvest and making sure food doesn't go to waste. So come help us with that project of making sure food's not going to waste. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, let us help you a little bit along the way.
There's so much that's just thrown away.
Yeah. Yeah. Every day the Americans waste enough food to fill the Rose Bowl football stadium. It's crazy, right? We waste something like 40% of all the food that's produced in America. We waste 25%. The average American household wastes about 25% of all the food we purchase. That's why I think the Hunger Gardens and that effort is so important, because for me, the more time that we spend with our food, the less likely we are to waste our food. Because if I have planted it and nurtured it and harvested and then brought it into my kitchen or my home and cleaned it and prepared it, now I'm more likely to make sure that I don't let that go to waste. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say I'm not going to waste it, but I've invested my time and energy in it. And there's something that comes along with that when you do that, you tend to eat more of that food as opposed to let it go to waste. I mean,
which is generally better for you in the first place.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things I learned this year that was so, like, I don't know why I didn't know this when I was going through school. I probably learned it and I just forgot it along the way. But our food is more, it is more healthy for us the sooner that we consume it from the time that it's been harvested. More of the nutrients mm-hmm. are there in that fruit or that vegetable, you know, the closer that we eat it from the time that it's been picked from the tree or the vine. And so if we can start eating more locally, that's part of why we're involved in the farmers market. Let's encourage people to get out and eat local, help our local farmers, and make sure that we get some of those healthier products along the way.
We've mentioned the farmers market a few times. Let people know where the farmers market is and what time of the year is it open.
Yeah, so we finished up last Saturday. It was our last farmers market of the year. We'll be back open the first Saturday of April come springtime, and we're located at the corner of 5th and Shiras in Mountain Home. Just some of the results. A little over 140 vendors that participated in this year's market. We were able to raise over $20,000 for the food bank for our hunger relief efforts. And at the same time, we had something like close to 10,000 visits to the market. And out of those 10,000 visits, about $5,000 in SNAP benefits were utilized. So we're trying to encourage the clients or the people that we serve at the food bank to also utilize their SNAP benefits at the local farmers market as well.
It's a government program that...
Yeah, SNAP is what we used to refer to as food stamps. And so it's just an acronym for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. But basically, as opposed to spending those food stamp or SNAP dollars on stuff at the gas station or the corner market or whatever, let's go and make sure that those are healthy products. So SNAP benefits and Double Up Food Bucks, which is a program where you can get twice the amount of food for the same price. With your SNAP benefits, those programs are going to be focused on the healthier products, the fresh produce, the fresh dairy products, and the like.
Got about 30 seconds left. Tell me, how did they get a hold of you, and what's the best way to contact somebody to volunteer?
Sure. Give us a call at the food bank office. That's 499-7565. You can also stop by the food bank at 1042 Highland Circle or visit us online at foodbanknca.org. We're also on Facebook and social media. So any of those possibilities, we'd love to see you come out and help us, come out and be a part of what we're doing, or also let us serve you.
It's a big time of the year for folks that have food insecurity, so put the pride aside and just go visit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what we do.
Jeff, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time for what you do. You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll see you tomorrow.